Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I am an employment attorney. On this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. We have a question here from the one and the only Prince. And he asked us, the company I used to work for just got taken over by new ownership. They bought the company out. Does that affect my lawsuit? Well, the answer is kinda. Now, here's the deal. In any sale of a company, generally they're going to deal with the liabilities of the company. So sometimes the purchasing entity takes on the liabilities. Sometimes the outgoing entity will be saddled with the liabilities. And this is meaningful because it's going to depend on who ends up in the caption and who you're suing. Now, it's also meaningful because sometimes, in very rare circumstances, stupid business owners who don't have talented attorneys handling the sale of their business will try to do things like we'll leave a shell company with all the liabilities. Don't worry, that doesn't work too great, but it's something they try to do, right? They'll try to sell their business and like stick all the employment litigation on the business that the old entity, and they're selling the business to a new entity and stripping it of its assets so you can't collect because they're going to take that old business bankrupt and you're not going to collect anything. That's probably not going to work out for them as long as you're represented. If you're not represented, that's a nightmare and it can be really hard to deal with. I don't think that's what's happening to you. I'm just noting that as an issue here. Pro se folks can have a really difficult time chasing down the money, even if they're victorious. So that's how this could impact you. Now, the good way it could impact you is if the new entity takes over the liabilities, but doesn't take all the people, they might have lost witnesses. Like people who might have come in to testify and might have, and I'm sure they'd be lying, but they might have come in and opposed your narrative of what happened. Those people might not be available anymore because some of those people might not have made the jump from the old company to the new entity when it's sold, right? So that's a big advantage there. But the main takeaway here is the sale is going to deal with who has the liability 99 times out of 100. Whoever has the liability, and you don't have to know, just sue everybody. Let them make the arguments, right? But there's going to be some, generally speaking, clause detailing who keeps this liability, who keeps the risk of your lawsuit. And if it looks like something funny is going on, if it looks like they're trying to stick your claim with a shell or just a company they're going to take bankrupt, something like that, call an attorney right away if you don't already have one. Excuse me. Get an attorney, get counsel, because that can be shady, but it can be dealt with. And spot for witnesses that go missing, because that can create big gaps in their defense that you can exploit. So I hope this is helpful. If it is, like and subscribe. It helps me to help more people just like you. And remember, everybody works. Not everybody wins.